Hi, everybody. This is Randy Suits with a letter and a song. Today, our August 19th letter is Fresh Bread Each Day. Eve, Mom always prepared her meals from scratch. Even the green beans or corn were canned, except during the yield season, and then they were picked fresh out of the garden. Every meal had fresh bread. It was biscuits for breakfast, fresh rolls, or hot cornbread for lunch and dinner. No meal was complete without hot bread from the oven. When the school bus arrived at my home, Mom was baking yeast rolls. Everyone on the bus could smell them. Our bus driver often said that one day he would stop the bus and get a savory hot roll. I thought he meant it a few times. We would beg Mom for one roll before dinner. She would agree, and that delicious treat would carry us over until dinner was ready. Bread is best when it is fresh out of the oven. Mom's fresh bread taught me that effort is necessary to add the finishing touch to a meal. Our life together is similar to Mom's fresh bread. The spontaneity and wit you bring to my day stimulates creativity in our relationship by presenting new ideas, possibilities, and points of view that stir and blend the basics of devotion, dedication, faithfulness, love, hope, appreciation, patience, and understanding into a refreshing and revived friendship and even romance. Romance because it is always stirred up by stimulating sharing. Mind reaches out to mind, and we mentally hold hands. The heart is sure to follow, bursting out in passionate embrace. When hearts embrace, physical senses awaken and manifest in intimacy. My dearest, you are my fresh bread in the monotony of my day. Routine is a requirement of order. Just as salt adds savor to food, your freshness brings excitement to an otherwise boring situation. This is just one of many reasons that I love you. You are fresh bread each day. Needing you as always. I love you. Kohane. Yeah, that was the thing that my young upbringing added to my life. Back in those days, people didn't have microwaves, and they prepared everything from scratch and didn't think anything of it. In fact, I remember when microwave or frozen dinners first came out, I remember my mother and several of the women in the area, and one of them said specifically, "That'll be the day when I set a frozen dinner in front of my family." The women actually resisted it. If you read a book by Vance Packard called The Hidden Persuaders, he discusses this, how that when they first came out with frozen food, they first had to reconvince the women of that day that it was okay, because they actually felt guilty putting a frozen meal in front of their families. Of course, in this day, nobody feels guilty anymore. We just do the most convenient thing. But anyway, my mother would always set fresh bread on the table every day. Every meal we had fresh bread. And I'm grateful for my background, the way I was raised, and for the things that simple living taught me that were valuable in my life. I'm going to do, again, another Don Williams song. I like this guy. We're talking about bread. And he says, "You're the bread when I'm hungry." place gold on my finger. You brought love like I've never known. You gave life to our children and to me a reason to go on. You're my friend when I'm hungry. You're my shelter from troubled winds. You're my anchor in life's ocean, but most of all, you're my best friend. When I need hope and inspiration, you're always strong. When I'm tired and weak, I could search this whole world over. You'd still be everything that I need. You're my bread when I'm hungry. You're my shelter from troubled winds. You're my anchor in life's ocean, but most of all, you're my best friend. You're my bread when I'm hungry. You're my shelter from troubled winds. You're my anchor in life's ocean, but most of all, you're my best friend. A lot to be said about who your best friend is. And when your best friend is the woman you love, your life mate, that's the best of all things. Everything that we do here is, we do for the glory of God. And I give grace, I give thanks for the many blessings that God puts in my life. It's fun to sing some of these old songs and to read a lot of these old letters and to think about times in the past when I was young. And it's good for the young people to see the difference and to hear it out of the mouths of their grandparents and the older generation. This is the best way to learn. And you know, I used to listen to my grandparents too, who told me about things like they had one good pair of shoes to wear all year, and in the wintertime they would go out and hoe up potatoes. They would bury potatoes in that day, and they would go out and get potatoes in the morning. And when they had a frost, they would peel. I remember my granddad said his dad told him that they would peel off the frost layer, and their feet, it felt warm to their feet. That's how they lived back then. No shoes, they had to take care of shoes, and none of this idea of 2 or 3 pairs of shoes, a pair for every occasion. So that's just one of many blessings we have in this generation that we have to give thanks for. And now, my dear friends, may the Lord, even the Most High God, be with you in all that you think, say, do, and are. And may everything that you do be pleasing to Him and glorify His name. Thank you for being, and we'll look forward to seeing you again, God willing.